Back when I first got into personal training, I did a few athletic performance certifications. And in those certifications, quite often they would say, when training hamstrings, you want to train them fast and explosively. So if you're doing like a lying leg curl or a seated leg curl, you've got to do it explosively, really fast contraction. And the reason was that they said the hamstrings are predominantly made up of fast twitch muscle fibers. Therefore, we should train them fast. Since this time, I have had a look at various studies that suggest there's quite a bit of variability in the fast twitch muscle fiber makeup between people. Some say 67%, some say all the way down to 40%. So there might be a bit of variation between people and fiber makeup in the hamstrings. Now, it might make sense to train hamstrings in a fast or explosive manner from time to time, but the tool or the machine that you select will make a massive difference in the effectiveness of the exercise. See here with this lying leg curl machine, we're dealing with mass-based resistance. We've got that pin-loaded weight stack. So if I do this one explosively, this is what happens. I contract at the bottom here. The pad and the weight plates, they float through space. And then I catch them again at the top. So the big question here is, how much challenge did my hamstrings actually get through the majority of this range? Well, they were challenged quite significantly at the start of the range when I had to try to get that weight plate moving. Then they were also challenged at the end of the range when I caught the weight plate and held it. And then I did the eccentric slowly, so they received some challenge back on the way down. But there's a large portion of that concentric motion where they didn't receive anywhere near the challenge they would have received if I'd done that exercise slowly. So what's the solution to this? Well, one option would be to control the reps and control it all the way through that concentric. That way the muscle is receiving more challenge through that concentric part of the range. If you did want to do them fast, then maybe also add in a slow set here and there, just so that you are still getting some challenge through that concentric part of the range. Second option we have here is to use Keiser Machines or resistance bands. They have a different property of resistance, and what it means is they'll actually be pushing back on you through the entire range. So if you move fast on a Keiser machine, it's still pushing back on you and you're still getting challenge through the entire range of motion. The other benefit you can get from using bands is that if you set them up right, you can actually set it up such that they actually have an appropriate resistance profile as well. So we can set it up so that they create a bit of drop off as we get to that short end of the range where we're getting weaker. Should you never do mass-based lying hamstring curls? I never said you shouldn't do them. It's always going to depend on the goal, right? But if you do them, it's just worth being aware that you won't be getting the same level of challenge through the entire range if you launch that thing. In fact, the level of challenge on your hamstrings through a majority of that concentric will be much less than it would be if you actually controlled the exercise. Where the goal is to really train with speed and challenge our hamstrings with speed, Keiser Machines and Bands can be a really good option there. As always, keen to hear your thoughts on this. What's your experience with it? Have you tried Keiser Machines? Let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you really soon on those.